Good afternoon, everyone. Looks like my script says be seated, but everyone's already seated, so let's do this. Good afternoon. Let's show a round of applause for our current pharmacy student musicians that you heard playing earlier. There they are. Nathan Menangi and Karina Quash. I am Dr. Nicole Albanese. I'm a clinical associate professor in the Division of Outcomes and Practice Advancement in the Department of Pharmacy Practice and Assistant Dean for Student Success and Engagement. We welcome you to the State University of New York at Buffalo School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences 21st Annual White Coat Ceremony. This afternoon, we will introduce the class of 2027. The White Coat Ceremony symbolizes the passage into the initial stages of the profession of pharmacy. This represents a contract for excellence in providing compassionate patient care. This event also highlights the importance of scientific scholarship and emphasizes the highest principles of moral, ethical, and legal conduct. Today, our students take part in this tradition that welcomes them to begin study among the ranks of pharmacy professionals. At this time, Dr. Gary Pollack, Dean of the School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, will give his greetings.
Well, good afternoon on this absolutely lovely Western New York day. It might be raining outside, but it's sunny in here. Thanks so much for being here, everyone, and sharing this very special and important event with us. As Professor Albanese mentioned, white coat ceremonies are mileposts for a variety of different types of academic programs, as well as the students in those programs. And for us, the occupants of programs, it's the public embrace of our next cohort of student pharmacists and future professionals and colleagues. And for you students, it marks your transition from being undergraduates, or maybe for some of you, graduate students, to being professional doctoral students. And this is really a profound transition. Academically, more is going to be expected of you than ever before. You'll need to know more, you'll need to be able to do more, and this is going to be challenging and a little bit scary at times, but it's also going to be wonderfully rewarding for you. And professionally, you're going to increasingly be treated as, well, professionals. Imagine that. Again, much more is going to be expected of you, how you conduct yourself, how you interact with colleagues and faculty and supervisors, and especially patients. And again, you're going to receive much in return. The respect of others, and most importantly, the respect that you have for yourselves. Through all of it, the challenges and failures, the successes and the accomplishments that you have, keep at the forefront of your mind that this is an important and joyous journey that you're traveling. Have some fun. Fun is largely what defines us as people, and we fall short of what we might become if we don't enjoy what we're doing or we don't enjoy who we're doing it with. So just keep that in mind. And for those of you, families and friends who are here, you're understandably proud of these students before you, and no doubt they are here in large part because of the support that you have given them. Please continue to encourage them and take joy and a sense of accomplishment as well in the successes that they experience during this journey with us. So once again, thank you all for being here, and best wishes to each and every one of you.
I'd like to make note of some esteemed guests and colleagues with us today. Please stand as I call your name. Assisting with the coding of our new students are the following faculty members: Dr. Kathleen Bojay, Associate Dean of Professional Education and Associate Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Dr. William Prescott, Chair and Professor, Department of Pharmacy Practice. Dr. Donald Major, Chair and Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Science. And again, our Dean, Dr. Gary Pollack. Next is our esteemed guest and alum of the PharmD class of 2020, Dr. Mary Randall, a pharmacotherapy specialist with Kaleida Health, who is our keynote speaker. She's in the front. You'll hear from her later. We're honored to have her here and look forward to her comments later. We are pleased to acknowledge Tops Pharmacy, sponsor of our White Coat Ceremony, White Coats, and representing Tops are Matthew Hammond, PharmD 09 and MBA in 21. He's the Director of Pharmacy, and David Kulchik, PharmD and MBA of 22, Regional Pharmacy Manager, and Courtney Jones, PharmD class of 2014, Regional Pharmacy Manager. They're in the front here, yes, all but Courtney. We're also pleased to acknowledge Walgreens, sponsor of the White Coat Ceremony, and representing Walgreens are Kim Color Cup, store manager, and Michael Otterson, pharmacy manager. And they're here in the front as well. We'd also like to acknowledge our outstanding Dean's Ambassador program. The Dean's Ambassadors are an exceptional and dedicated cadre of alumni and current students who play valuable roles in the recruitment and admissions process by sharing their positive experiences and advice with prospective students. I would like to thank faculty from our departments of pharmacy practice and pharmaceutical sciences and school staff in attendance, and a special thanks to Lee Yates, Sarah Robertson, Christine Stum, Nikki Piscatelli, Tyler Bingham, Dima Abbas, and our partner from the University Honors College, Tim Matthews. As Assistant Dean for Student Success and Engagement, I now formally welcome members of the class of 2027 to the school and to the profession of pharmacy. I look forward to working with you as you begin this important endeavor. We would now like to call all class members forward to proceed across the stage and receive your white coats. Please hold your applause until all names are called. I know we're all excited, family and friends, but we will be here forever if we applaud for everyone. I would now ask Doctors Pollock, Major, Prescott, and Boje to come to the center of the stage to begin the cloaking ceremony. Students, please come forward as directed, and please be seated when you return to your seats. And I'm going to give a blanketed, I'm so sorry if I pronounce your name wrong right off the bat. Thank you. We have Ryan Nye from Brooklyn, New York. Good. We have Antonio Demir from Du Bois, Pennsylvania. I have Gary Shaw from New York, New York. We have Jonah Balthazar from Liverpool, New York. My husband's from Liverpool. Deanna Isom from Bradenton, Florida. Andrew Nicosia from Tonawanda, New York. Olivia Alauco from Victor, New York. Adia Vasquez from Buffalo, New York. Adam Milby from Ballston Lake, New York. Michael Hahn from Baldwinsville, New York. Joshua Dockery from Appleton, New York. Urjana Shah from Long Island, New York. Long Island City. Let me get that right. Rokia Shawkat from Buffalo, New York. Mei Ting Su from Queens, New York. Warda Bando from Buffalo, New York. Dima Alani from Baghdad, Iraq. Shanika Johnson from Kingston, Jamaica. Sarah Connell from Liverpool, New York. Isabel Cataldo from Ballston Spa, New York. Daniel Bang from Cresskill, New Jersey. Luke Hayes from Hilton, New York. Anshul Bhargav from Poughkeepsie, New York. Emily Vaccaro from Buffalo, New York. Sanjana Chaco from New York City, New York. Julia Bello from the Philippines. Jessica Dudzinski from Brooklyn, New York. Dallas Lama from Batavia, New York. Olivia Gianmarco from Orchard Park, New York. Jennifer Malilly from LaGrangeville, New York. Olivia Prisbish from Queensbury, New York. Tagreed Mahmood from Palestine. Nafisa Noshin from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Hafsa Hassan from Buffalo, New York. Jane Chan from Mahwah, New Jersey. Catherine Ho from Toronto, Ontario. Sarah DiNardo from North Tonawanda, New York. Mia Pierce from West Henrietta, New York. Tricky up here. Kyra Guerra from Hamburg, New York. Nina Jung from Manila, New York. Jason Wynn from Dix Hills, New York. Nadine Bustos from Lodi, New Jersey. Emily Yuan from New Hyde Park, New York. Dominique De La Pena from Seattle, Washington. Mohammed Ghazi from Liverpool, New York. Samantha Sanders from Middletown, New York. Anna Lee from New York, New York. Tina Chen from Whitestone, New York. Heather Zhao from New York, New York. Jack Liu from Brooklyn, New York. Zachary Goronsky from Dunkirk, New York. Troy Pulver from Red Hook, New York. Tyler Leote from Greenwood Lake, New York. Leo Zhang from China. Andrew Malvasi from Syracuse, New York. Dylan Books from Poughkeepsie, New York. Dennis Davidoff from Greenwood Lake, New York. Umed Ufzal from Brooklyn, New York. Saif El Hindi from Manila, New York. Olama Okolo from Queens, New York. Wei Yao from Brooklyn, New York. Hao Nguyen from Buffalo, New York. Eileen Zha from Brooklyn, New York. Emily Lin from Staten Island, New York. Samantha Hartel from Angola, New York. Allison O'Connor from Angola, New York. Julia Spadaro from Brentwood, New York. Samantha McRae from Fulton, New York. Ana Sadiq from Pittsford, New York. Kanye Alum from London, Ontario, Canada. Brad Lee from Green Lawn, New York. Benjamin Klosterman, Lancaster, New York. Ralph Januel, Orchard Park, New York. Kaylee Hutchins from Fulton, New York. Samantha Shafay Webb from Albany, New York. Yiwen Chen from Flushing, New York. Xiaoqi Lu from Brooklyn, New York. Emily Marconi from Bethel, Connecticut. Sean Kawa from Buffalo, New York. Brielle Brodnicki from Buffalo, New York. Abigail Green from Orchard Park, New York. Anna Gambacorta from Orchard Park, New York. Mike Tran from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. One J Han from Farmington, New York. Sung Hyun Shin from Seoul, South Korea. Ahmed Nagala, St. Catharines, Ontario. Mohammed Abdelgadir from Brooklyn, New York. Adamola Adabite from New York, New York. Joyce Huang from Queens, New York. Ufnan Musi from Albany, New York. Celestine Empine from Montreal, Quebec. Not as easy as it looks, guys. Vicky Zhang from Flushing, New York. Caitlin Vu from North Tonawanda, New York. Jason Wang, New York, New York. Jerry Zhao from Queens, New York. Aviel Yomtobian from Hohokus, New Jersey. Andrew Randazzo from Smithtown, New York. Jonathan Colantino, Staten Island, New York. Stanley Johns from Johnson City, New York, or Tennessee. Not sure. Oh. That was New York. Royce Tran, Toronto, Ontario. Ryan Slade, Lancaster, New York. Stanley Zhao, Staten Island, New York. Liam Nguyen, Fremont, California. Alex Mirovich, Brooklyn, New York. Anas Razin from Queens, New York. Kevin Jiang from College Point, New York. Ashunta Feliciano, Suffern, New York. Jordan Richardson, Buffalo, New York. Jessica Lynn, Elmhurst, New York. Yuting Huang from China. Sumin Kim from South Korea. Francis Byrne from Hopewell Junction, New York. Raymond Lynn, Queens, New York. And Sheldon Cooney, Manillas, New York. I would now like to ask the class of 2027 to stand and be recognized. Did I tell you to sit? I don't remember telling you to sit. Okay, so she's gonna be up there soon and you're gonna look up there. I'm gonna take a picture, so might just have to hold this for a minute. There she is. Look your best you've ever looked. Let me see those pearly whites. Great. Another round of applause for the class of 2027. Now you can sit. Next is our keynote speaker, Dr. Mary Randall, a graduate from our PharmD class of 2020. Dr. Randall is a Western New York native who grew up in Tonawanda, New York. During her time as a pharmacy student, Dr. Randall interned at Kaleida Health, Millard Fillmore Suburban Hospital, which is also where she completed her PGY1 pharmacy practice residency in 2021. As a student, she was a dedicated leader. She was president of the UB student chapter of the American Society of Consultant Pharmacists and a member of our Scholars Program. Her research in this area focused on medication therapy management and its correlation to falls in the elderly. It has been published in several academic journals, including the Senior Care Pharmacist, Pharmacoepidemiology and Drug Safety, and Pharmacy. She has received national and local recognition for her scholastic and leadership achievements, including being named as ASCP Feldman Scholar and being inducted into the National Pharmacy Leadership Society. Dr. Randall is now a board-certified pharmacotherapy specialist practicing as a pharmacotherapy specialist clinical pharmacist at Millard Fillmore Suburban Hospital. She also volunteers as an adjunct instructor here at UB, precepting third and fourth year pharmacy students, and is actively involved in the New York Society of Health System Pharmacists. We look forward to hearing Dr. Randall's insights. Dr. Randall, please come on up.
Hello. I want to start by congratulating the incoming class of 2077 to their acceptance into the University of Buffalo School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. It takes dedication, personal achievement, and academic success to make it to this point in your career, and you should all be tremendously proud. You are about to embark on 4 incredible years that will set up the foundation for your careers in pharmacy. While these next 4 years will be a lot of hard work, there is so much to be excited about. Going into pharmacy school, I had no real idea of how far-reaching pharmacy is and how many different healthcare teams a pharmacist can be a part of. From retail pharmacies to hospitals to doctors' offices to industry, insurance, and so much more, there are a lot of options for whatever you are passionate about after graduation. I cannot express enough how important it is to experience as much as you can while you are still in school. Do the rotation for pharmacy informatics. Attend the interest meeting for pediatric pharmacy. Sign up for the wellness clinic at the senior center. Apply to be a participant in student research programs. There is no better way to learn what you love or what you don't love by experiencing it. The University of Buffalo has abundant connections with people, community, and organizations. Make the most out of your tuition dollars and experience as much as you possibly can. The best part about trying new things and becoming involved in organizations are the people you will meet, the colleagues you will network with, and the friendships you will form. I will never forget early morning meetings in the student lounge, putting together the final touches on presentations, or the Uber driver at a pharmacy conference in Florida who would show us Pitbull music videos and try to tell us it was actually him. Or one of my favorite patients at ECMC who told me it wasn't safe to go to Tonawanda because alligators live there. Especially in a world where face-to-face contact is frequently exchanged for virtual meetings, it is so important to show up for the experiences that come your way. When I graduated pharmacy school in 2020, the world looked completely different than what I had studied in school. Remdesivir, Paxlovid, COVID vaccines, universal masking, global pandemics, and quarantine were not a part of my curriculum. Starting my career as a pharmacist in the midst of a global crisis was very intimidating. I remember going to work the first day after a lockdown had been instated. The hospital staff was filed into a single entrance, and personnel in full personal protective equipment like you see in movies took your temperature before allowing you into the building. I remember another evening after a later shift when there was the quarantine lockdown plus a citywide curfew in the city of Buffalo. The streets were completely deserted, like the start to a scary movie. While it was a hard time to start my career in healthcare, it was also a very rewarding one. I was very quickly thrown into my lifelong learning commitment as a pharmacist. The pharmacy department quickly became a resource for treatment recommendations, drug preserving protocols, and major reorganizing when our 260-bed hospital was regularly housing over 300 patients a day. I am so proud of my pharmacy team and all we had done to continue excellent evidence-based care in a time when there was very little evidence to go off of. As you prepare to start your first year of pharmacy school, be prepared to expect the unexpected. Your career will be ever evolving and anything mundane, but that's what makes pharmacy and pharmacists so special. I wish the incoming class of 2027 much success throughout these next 4 years and into your pharmacy careers. I am so excited about the future of pharmacy, and I look forward to welcoming all of you as colleagues in 4 short years. Thank you.
I now call upon the class of 2027 to rise again and recite with me the oath of a pharmacist. This oath symbolizes the ethics and professionalism you will be empowered to carry on as you begin your education and professional careers. Raise your right hand and recite the oath with me. I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy. In fulfilling this vow, I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns. I will promote inclusion, embrace diversity, and advocate for justice to advance health equity. I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for all patients. I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me. I will accept the responsibility to improve my professional knowledge, expertise, and self-awareness. I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct. I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care. I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists. I take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public. Hey, were you guys all thinking about the skits you did earlier when you read those? Inside joke for the rest of you. Okay. I think you can sit. I don't know. It doesn't say to sit, but sit. This concludes our ceremony. Class of 2027. Please proceed back outside of Slee Hall. Look for Christine Stum somewhere. For a professional group photo on the outside back stairs, maybe, I don't know, she'll tell you where to go. It might be raining. Guests, please remain seated until the class has exited the hall. The students will return to the lobby afterwards to meet you for a reception. All photos will be made available to the students, but I'm sure you're going to want to capture a lot of your own. Thank you, and we look forward to joining you and your guests at our white coat ceremony reception in the lobby.